Hi students, coming to the next page replacement algorithm, that is the LRU, least recently used algorithm. So in the previous video I explained about the FIFO, first in first out replacement algorithm, that is a page replacement algorithm. Now let us see the second technique, that is the least recently used page replacement algorithm. So here I am taking the reference string as this. So this is a reference string, means this is the pages that the CPU is demanding. There's a page demanding. So let's see how this algorithm will work. So at the starting, the main memory, that is the RAM, is having the free frames. So everything is free. So now I want to, the CPU is demanding for the reference page. So the first is the CPU is demanding, that is the user, this is the user reference string. So the user is demanding for this page 7. So but the 7 is not present in the main memory, that is in the RAM, the 7 is not present. So if the page that is requesting is not present in the main memory in the RAM, then you call it as a page fault. So whenever the page fault is occurred, the CPU transfers the control, that operating system to the operating system, or operating system fetch the free frame from the disk and place in the main memory. So that is the concept. So first the page that is referenced by the user is the 7. So 7 is not placed in the main memory, so we have to brought it from the disk and placed in the main memory. So then the page fault will occur. So this is a page fault. Because the requested page is not present in the main memory, then you call it as a page fault. So next I have to place 0. So already the 2 frames are free, so just place 0. So this is also page fault because 0 is not present in the RAM. Next I have to place 1. 7, 0, 1. So this is also page fault because 1 is not present in the RAM. So now I have to place 2. Means the CPU is demanding, the user is demanding for the page 2. But 2 is not present in the RAM. So it has to bring from the disk. And we have to bring that page from the disk and place in the main memory, but the main memory frames are already full. So then we have to replace the page, that is a page replacement technique. So I have to use the least recently used page replacement technique. So what is this least recently used? Least recently used means, so I have to place 2 on the frame. So which page I have to be replaced? Now I have to check which is the least recently used. 1 is the most recently used. So this is the most and the last one becomes the least. So 1 is most recently. So I don't want 1. Next is 0. Next 7. So 7 is the least recently used. So in place of 7, I have to, so just remove the 7. So in place of 7, I have to write 2, 0, 1. So this is also page fault because 2 is not present in the frame. So I have to I brought that page from the disk. Now I have to place 0. So 0 is already, the demanded page by the CPU or the user is already present in the RAM. So just write as it is. So this you call it as a hit. Hit means if already demanded page is present in the main memory in the RAM, so then you call it as a hit. If the page is not present, that you call it as a page fault. If already it is present, then it is hit. Now I have to place 3. So 3 is not present in the RAM. So if it is not present in the RAM means it is a page fault. So I had to bring from the disk. So I brought the page 3 from the disk, that is the reference string 3 from the disk, then where I had to place. So follow the least recently used algorithm, page replacement algorithm. So what is the least recently used from this to 0, 2, 1? So you have to check here. So which is the least recently used? 0. 0 is most recently. Next to 2. Next to 1. So 1 is the least recently used. So remove 1. Okay. So just remove 1. So in place of 1, you have to place 3. So this is same 2, 0, 3. So this is also page fault. Next I had to place 0, but 0 is already present here. So this is hit. Now I had to the CPU is demanding, the user is demanding for the page 4. So page 4 is not present here. So this is a page fault. So okay, I brought from the disk. So where I had to place? So which page I had to be replaced? So check the least recently used. So from this you have to check the least recently used from here. 0, 3, 0, 2. Okay. So this 203. So 0, 3, 0, 2. So which is this is the most, 0 is most recently used. So next is 3 is most recently used. Next 2 is least recently used. So just replace 2. In place of 2, I'm just writing 4, 0, 3. So this is a page fault. Now I have to write 2. So 2, check which is the least recently used, 4 or 0 or 3. From this, which is the least, 4 is most recently used. So least recently used is 3. So in place of 3, I have to write 2, 0, 4. So this is the page fault. Now I have to place 3. So now again check which is the least recently used from here. 2, from 2 is the most recently, next to 4, next to 0. So 0 is the least recently used. So in place of 0, I have to replace with 3, 4, 2. So this is also page fault. Now write for the 0. So which page I have to be replaced? So check for least recently used. So from 3, these 3, 3, 4, 2. So here only 3 numbers. So you have to check these 3 numbers only. So 3 is most recently. 2 is next. 4 is least recently used. So in place of 4, I have to write 0, 3, 2. So this is also page fault because 0 is not present. Now I had to 3. Demanding the page 3. 3 is already present in the RAM. So write as it is. So this is hit. Next 1. So 1 is not present in the frame, main memory. So I have to be replace the page because there is no space here. So which page I have to be replaced? Check this. Which is the most recently used? 3 is the most, 0, 3 and 2. So 2 is the least recently used. So in place of 2, I have to replace with 1, 3, 0. So this is also page fault. So next I have to CPU is demanding for the page reference number 2. So 2 is not present here. Okay, I have to bring from the disk. So then where I have to place in the main memory? So this is already full. So which page I have to be replaced? Now check for least recently used. So 1 is most recently, 3 is next and 0. 0 is the least recently used. So just replace the 0 with 2, 3, 1. So this is also page fault. Now 0. Now again check which is the least recently used. 2 is most recently, 1 is next. So 3 is the least recently used. So in place of 3, I have to replace with 0, 2, 1. So this is also page fault. So this is how the least recently used page replacement algorithm will be work. So we have to replace the page which is least recently used. So that if the before number, that is, you call it as a most recently, and the last number, that it is the least recently. So here how many hits are there? Hits is 3, and the false page hit, page fault. The page faults are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12. So this complete, the page hits and page faults is completely based on the reference string. So whatever the reference string you are given, so based on that reference string only the hit ratio and the fault ratio will be calculated. So this hit and fault will be different for different reference strings. So this is completely based on reference string that the user is selecting. Thank you.